riding long distance on a motorcycle is a little bit different than riding long distance in a car. In a car, you know, you have a lot of room on that nice comfy seat, and you can switch positions, you can change around a little bit. With a motorcycle, you're pretty much set. Your hip bones, your backside is pretty much packed right on that narrow little seat for the entire time. Now, Jason, Steve, and I do a lot of long distance trips, and we've kind of gotten used to it. Our backsides are fairly used to it, so this is in no way a complaint. However, after a long day in the saddle, it would be nice to have a little bit more comfort than some of the OEM products that come with these motorcycles. As you may have seen, we did 1,800 miles to Nova Scotia and around, and that was a fantastic trip. It was done very shortly after I'd gotten my Aprilia Touareg 660, and I had the original saddle on there, and it was bearable. Probably not the most comfortable saddle I've had. My Honda CB500X, I kept the stock saddle the whole time, but the Aprilia's OEM saddle is so soft that after a couple of hours, that foam is compressed so far that you are literally sitting on the seat pan, and it becomes very uncomfortable after a while riding like that. So I thought I would try Aprilia's comfort seat. There are two versions of the Aprilia comfort seat. One is just the normal height. The other is a little bit lower. It's about 3/4 inch lower, which is great for me being vertically challenged. With a 30-inch inseam, that gives me a couple extra millimeters to reach the ground with, so I'm not quite on my tippy toes. So I went with the comfort seat low. It does have a little bit less foam to it, but again, it's a firmer foam. That's the difference between the comfort seat from Aprilia and the standard seat. So the foam is a nice firm material. When you first sit on it, it feels like it's too hard. You know, if you were just going to be riding around town, the standard OEM seat would be just fine, but the comfort seat is definitely better on long distance trips. I can definitely feel a difference in the comfort. After many hours of riding, it's a lot easier. You get used to it because you're sitting up on top of the firmer foam, as opposed to that foam compressing completely and then you're sitting on the seat pan for the rest of the ride. If I only rode around town, I just was a commuter and, you know, I just did 30 or 40 minute rides to coffee, I would keep the OEM seat. It's actually very comfortable for short distances because it is a softer foam. But again, after a long 2 hours or so, it's just completely sagged and doesn't work for me. So if you do longer trips like I do and you want a little bit better seat, the Aprilia comfort seats are a good option. I will mention, and you've noticed that I do have a cool cover on mine. So cool covers are a really unique product from England, and I'm very happy with that. You may have noticed in some of our previous videos, I've done a complete review of the cool covers. So I highly recommend looking at that video if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen it yet, we have a complete tour of the Sargent Cycle Products factory. Sargent is an aftermarket manufacturer of seats, and they do an amazing job. Their seats are really well made. It's like getting a custom seat without having to pay for custom prices. And so we will be testing out some of the first production models off of the Sargent production line when they come out for the Aprilia Touareg 660. You can stick around and see our review for that when it comes out. But for now, you can take a look at Sargent Cycle Products website and look at some of the seats that are available for your brand and model of motorcycle. We highly recommend them. I mentioned during the warranty issue video that I put out on the Touareg 660 that I had just gotten this seat and was going to do a review for you. So I just wanted to follow up on that promise and let you know we are on a big, long adventure across Florida and 6, 7, 8 hours a day riding. This has been a very nice improvement over the OEM seat, and I recommend that as well. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, stay tuned for the rest of the Panhandle Adventure Trail.
Cool. Let's do two things. I want you to sit on it. I'll get your butt sitting down on top of it, and then I want to get you the tippy toe thingy.